Today, we're diving into something that feels like a real leap forward in artificial intelligence. We're going to talk about an AI that doesn't just follow instructions, it actually teaches itself how to get smarter. It's called ASURA.
You know that feeling, right? You ask an AI to do something incredibly complex, like write an entire software module, and it just nails it. But then you change one tiny little detail, and the whole thing just falls apart. It's this weird, frustrating paradox. Well, the researchers behind this paper have a name for that. They call it the fixed capability problem. And really, it's the Achilles heel of even the most powerful AI systems we have today. They are absolutely brilliant inside their pre-programmed box, but the second you ask them to step outside of it, they become incredibly brittle. So let's just quickly break down why this wall even exists. How can these super powerful models be so, well, so fragile? Okay, so this comparison really lays it all out. On the left, you've got us, humans. Our learning is dynamic, it's messy, we evolve, we build on what we know. Now look at the right, that's current AI. It's mostly static. It is phenomenal at spotting patterns and data it's already seen, but its fundamental skills are fixed. It can't just invent a whole new problem-solving strategy on the fly when the game changes. And this is exactly where ASURA comes into the picture. It's a system designed from the ground up to tear down that wall, to learn more like we do. This is a whole new way of thinking about what an AI agent can be. So what is it really? ASURA is what's called a self-developing agent, and that's the key. It doesn't start with a massive library of pre-programmed skills. Nope, it starts with just a few basic building blocks, and then, through trial and error, it builds its own new abilities. It's not just learning facts, it's learning how to become an expert. Now, this is where it gets really cool. This is how ASURA's mind is structured. Think of it like a pyramid. Down at the bottom, the big, wide base, that's layer 1, raw experiences. Every single thing it tries, every success, every failure, it all goes in there. Then, in the middle, layer 2, it starts to connect the dots. It abstracts those raw experiences into actual reusable skills. But the magic is at the top, layer 3. That's where it develops meta-strategies. This is basically wisdom. It's not just about knowing how to use a skill, but knowing when and why to use it. So the big question is, how does it actually do that? How does it climb that pyramid from raw data to real wisdom? Well, it's all thanks to a pretty unique learning engine. And the secret sauce at the heart of ASURA is this process called the capability genesis loop. This process is just beautiful in its logic. It's a 5-step cycle. First, it detects a need. It realizes, hey, I don't know how to do this. Then, it goes into exploration mode, trying things out, gathering information. Step 3 is internalization, where it takes everything it learned and tries to distill it into a new concrete skill. But it doesn't stop there. Then comes evaluation. It stress tests that new skill, trying to break it. And finally, if the skill holds up, it gets stabilized, becoming a trusted tool in its permanent toolkit. And this flowchart shows you this is not just some fuzzy idea. It's a rigorous, engineered process. And here's the most important part. Look at those feedback loops. If a new skill fails the evaluation, it doesn't just crash. It goes back, revises what it learned, and tries to build a better version. It's constantly self-correcting, building real competence from the ground up. Okay, that's the theory, and it sounds amazing. But does it actually work? Well, the researchers put ASURA to the test in a seriously complex real-world scenario to see if it could go from 0 to hero all on its own. And they didn't give it an easy job. The challenge was to become an expert in financial analysis for emerging markets. Now think about that. ASURA started with 0 specialized knowledge. It knew nothing about geopolitical risk or investor sentiment or any of that. It had to learn it all from scratch. And this chart tells the whole story. Look at the first few weeks. In that exploration phase, its performance is totally flat. It's basically failing over and over again and learning from those failures. But then, right around week 4, something clicks. It hits the internalization phase, and its performance just skyrockets as it starts building and mastering its own skills. So what did it actually learn? This quote from the paper is just incredible. ASURA didn't just find some simple correlation. It independently figured out this complex causal chain that human experts rely on. This is huge. It shows it's building a real mental model of how the world works, not just matching patterns. And the bottom line?
All that self-driven learning led to a 50% performance improvement over its starting point. It literally built its own expertise from nothing.
So you see, this is way more than just a slightly better algorithm. It's a totally different philosophy. It points toward a future where our most powerful AI tools are self-taught, adaptive, and truly autonomous.
This radar chart just drives the point home, doesn't it? The traditional agent is that little red blob in the middle, and ASURA is the massive blue area covering almost the whole chart. Just look at the difference in things like adaptability, autonomy, and maybe most importantly, meta-awareness, its ability to know what it doesn't know. It's not even a close competition.
And it's not just about the numbers. The research showed that ASURA starts to develop qualities that we usually only associate with human wisdom. Things like epistemic humility, which means it understands its own limits, that causal understanding we just talked about, and even creative insight, the ability to find novel solutions that weren't obvious from the start. So, we have to end with this thought. Maybe the path to smarter, safer AI isn't about building ever larger models trained on the entire internet. Maybe it's about building smarter agents that can learn and grow on their own. I mean, if an AI can truly teach itself any skill, it changes the entire game. What kind of problems could we solve if we had an infinitely adaptable, endlessly curious partner to help us? Really makes you think.